Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Enrique, aka Biggie's Comics, coming at you with K&K Pressing before and after. That's right, guys. This video is strictly dedicated to my boy Kenny. He runs a, a private company, basically. His little side hustle. What he does is he does pressing. And he's here local to me on Staten Island, literally like 2 minutes away from me, which is great because I could always deliver him the books myself, no shipping, and I can pick them back up. But he also, he takes books delivered from anywhere. It doesn't matter from where, where you are in the U.S. You can always get books delivered to him or not. And I'm putting together this video because me and my boy Manny NYC, New York Warrior, yeah, we're gonna send another submission to CBCS. And Manny's actually sending a few books. I'm only gonna send one with Manny, but we're gonna have Kenny press them for us. So I'm doing this video so that you can see the differences between a book that's non-pressed and pressed all in one video. I'm not gonna have pictures like highlighted on the video. You're actually gonna see the book. So if you right now, this part is being filmed before I give him the books, and but in this same video, you're going to see the after because I'm going to piece it all together in one video, straight up one video before and after. So by the time I get the books back, you'll see this, seamlessly through. This is my boy right here. This is his business card, Comic Pressing Services, K&K Pressing. That's his phone number, and that's his email address, kkpressing@aol.com. Please hit him up and let him know that your boy's Biggie's Comics sent you, because he's a good dude, and I'm backing him because he's done several books for me, Manny, Era 212, for Carl Fosilos, and he's done a great job with them, so I just want to show you guys, we have somebody here, for anyone else that's local in New York and maybe shipping books out and things like that. Maybe you won't have to do that anymore after you see this video, So, all right. So, let's go on with this first book right here. This is Marvel Age number 38. He-Man cover. I'm not sure if this is the first appearance considered, but I know the DC Comics Presents with him and Superman is his first appearance on Marvel, but I don't know if this is considered. I don't know if this was before or after. I really don't know right now, but it's a beautiful cover. This is my boy Manny NYC, and look, this book is in freaking excellent condition. When I looked at it, I was like, man, why do you want this pressed? It looks like it doesn't need a pressing, but the clear bags and stuff, they hide defects. So let's take a look at it real quick, see how it looks. You see, all right, here we go. You see that right there? That's a pressable defect. Right here also, you see that? That's a pressable defect. Let's take a real good look, because when we see this book again after, I go through all the books, we're going to see how it looks after the pressing. But to be honest, those are the only two flaws that I see in this book. Well, at least in the front. Let's look at the back. Back looks pretty good. Alright. Back looks pretty good. Oh, right there you go. You see that right there? See, the light helps right there. So that also seems like a pressable defect right there. That edge right there. So we'll see what the book looks like when it comes back and see if he was able to get those indents out. Luckily those indents, none of them are color breaking, so it should come back fine from the pressing. All right, next book we have is Batman 386, first appearance of Black Mask. So this is also my boy Manny NYC's book. Let's see what defects it has that could be pressed out. I tell you, Manny sends me these books that they look almost flawless, man. It's not until you look at them really, really close that you can see defects, man. To just a regular eyeball, it looks almost perfect. Let's see. Let's go. Oh, you see right there? See those little indents? They're not really color breaking, but you know what? Even a pressing, you see those little small indents? Pressing might not fully get rid of that, So this side looks pretty good. Actually the glare, how we always complain about the glare? The glare helps. The glare lets you see any defects on the paper. So far so good. This book is pretty clean. Oh, right there. See that? Has a couple of indents. He also does cleaning with it, and he only charges $10. Oh, that corner right there is a little, it's a little blunted. Well, not really, but all right, let's take a look at the bottom corner. So far, this is a pretty good book, pretty clean book. Let's look at the back. Oh, you know what? The back, if you can see that, oh no, that's just a paper. That's not a crease. That's not a indent. Pretty solid book. The only flaw that I can find. Oh, don't worry, Manny. I washed my hands too. No oils on my fingers. Right here has a little indent right there, but again, the pressing should get rid of that. And that's about it. Another book that's pretty clean. All right, let's see the next book. All right, now we have X-Men 100. Again, this is also my boy Manny NYC. That's his book also. Let's see what pressable defects this book has. All right. This book is not as clean as the other books. Let's see. You can see it has the indents right here next to the staple. That could be pressed out. Pretty clean book overall. Oh, that corner right there. You see that? Let's see what the pressing, how good the pressing can help that. That side is pretty good. The corner. This book is not going to get a 9.6 even with a pressing. Probably like an A5, but even at an A5, it's still a decent book to have at that grade. See that there? Looks pretty good. Oh, this corner right here, yeah, look at that. Pressing should be able to help that out right there. You can see with the glare. Those are all creases, but they're not color breaking creases, so the pressing should definitely help this book out. You know, maybe it'll get this book at a 9.0. I would say X-Men 100. Oh, right there. You see that? See those creases? The pressing should help that big time. Big time. Yeah, all those creases. Pressing should be able to get all those out. All right, let's go to the next book. New Gods #1, first appearance of Orion. Again, this is also my boy Manny NYC's book. Let's see, this book is kind of hard. I think this would be a hard book to grade just because of the way the black and the gray is. I mean, for them to grade it, you know, they're going to use a magnifying glass to determine if any creases are color breaking or not. But even then, the way that it is right there is very hard to determine. Let's open it up and see what we're working with. And this book also, you know, it's not going to be a 9.8. It's an older book, but it would be great to have this book at least come back at 8.5. An 8.5 in any book that's 1975 or older, that's great condition. So let's see. Take a real close look. So you can't, even my camera is recording at 1080p, and you can't really, you know, tell too much. This book is pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's better than my copy, I'll tell you that. You know. This book has no indents. Wow. Really good. Oh, there you go. Where the W is at. You see that right there? See that? That's a crease right there. You see that? That's very pressable right there, because that's a crease that's not color breaking. Those little details like that, man, will lower you by a 0.5, you know? All right. Not bad. Let's take a look at the back. Back is pretty clean also. Look at that. Oh, right there. You can use a pressing right there. Right there also. All those little things count against you when they're grading books. You know, those little differences right there are the differences between the 9.6 and the 9.8. And it has the the indent here, like, you know, when you lay books one way, it has it all the way across. So this book will definitely benefit from a pressing. Look at that. See that? All that could get pressed out right there. See that right there? Those are all pressable defects. Very nice. This book should grade out really fine. I mean, I won't be surprised if I see this book come back after the pressing at 8.5. And like I said, at 8.5 for New Gods #1, I'll take that any day. All right, let's go with the next book. Now, this book is my book. This is my Marvel 2-in-1 Annual #7, starring The Thing. This is the first appearance of Champion, or the Power Stone, or the Infinity Gem, that stone, the Power Stone, Infinity Gem. And I just had a tough time deciding what book should I send to pressing. But this book in high grade, it goes, you know, it's a cheap, it's a $15-10 book. You can find it even for $7-8. But at a graded and at 9.8, it's over $200 all day. You know, I'm not expecting this to be a 9.8, but it does have, it is a very clean book. It does have many pressable defects, and I would love to get this back at least a 9.4. That'll be great to get this book, you know, at a 9.4. Especially, I'm only in this book like $8. So let's see what defects it has. I know it has. This book probably has more defects than all his books that I just showed you, but it's a perfect candidate for pressing. Let me just show you. You see right there, indent. See that right there? And more indenting. Is it color breaking? I don't know, because I don't see the black line broken, just the indents, you see? So that's all pretty good right here. Oh, they got that crease. See all this right here? None of this is color breaking. So a pressing will take care of that like really well. This book really could use a pressing. It'll really benefit from it. Right there also, you see that? See that? But none of that is color breaking. So the pressing is really going to help this book out. Let's use the light to just guide us so that we can find any more flaws. Alright. So far so good, you know. Oh, right there in the corner. Right there. In the corner right there. That could be pressed out. Let's look at the back. Love these old ads in the back. Alright, let's go. Look at that. So far so good for the back. Oh, right there. There you go. Right here. See that? Pressing could get rid of all that. And you know what? The black outlining helps you determine if these are color breaking or not when it gets to the edge, and they're not. And this is the same corner on the other side is like that too, you see? But a pressing should help all this. So let's see how this book... This book, you know, I'm expecting at least a 9.4 to come back out of it, you know? There you go. Look at that right there. Alright. See that? All that, this indenting and all, this entire top part of the book. Look. All that's pressable defects. So we're going to see when this comes back. You're going to see it in this video because there's going to be a quick little, you know, intermission. And when I come back, we're going to start from the beginning again, the books that I showed you. And we're going to see how they look pressed. All right. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Peace. All right, guys. So we are back. So you saw the first part of the video. That was before the pressing. And now it's actually been 2 days later. 2 days later, I got the books back. And we're going to take a look at them after the pressing to see what they look. And there's one more thing I want to mention, that Kenny from K&K Pressing, he works really fast on the books. He didn't just work fast because they're my books, you know, mine's and Manny's books. Is because that's how he normally does. He doesn't waste time. Once he gets an order, he works on them like right away. So, you know, we don't have to wait a long turnaround time. And also, just to think about, it's always good to, me personally, I like to have my books pressed before I send them to CGC or CBCS or even PGX, because even though you pay for fast track on those orders, if you send the books to use their pressers, and I don't want to discredit none of their pressers, but it does add a whole hell of a lot of time to your order, and they already take long, so you don't want to add, you know, you want to cut as much time off as possible, you know. So having your books pressed beforehand is always good. And you know, I gave him the books Black Friday, and today is Sunday, and that's how quick I picked up the book. I picked them up this evening, a little earlier. So let's take a look. So remember this book, Marvel Age number 38. If you guys remember the you know, it didn't have much flaws, but this is after the pressing. And again, you know, I washed my hands to make sure I didn't get no oils on them, because these books are going to pressing. I gotta say, man, this turned out beautiful. Beautiful. There it goes. You know, this is where that crunch was. You know, you could barely see it now. That corner right here, this corner was real crunchy. You know, it had those veins, all, you know, all those creases there, and as you can see, all that is gone. The corners are perfect. The book is really flat. All the, you know, looks really good. Did a good job. As you can see, oh, remember on this book, that top right here, it had like a ring indent there. That's gone, completely gone. You know, so he did a great job. He feels that, you know, all these books are gonna come in the 9 range, even the ones that I thought were gonna be in the 8.5 range. He believes that they're gonna be higher. You know, so he did a great job. This book looks wonderful. All right, let's take a look at the next book. So we got Batman 386, first appearance of Black Mask. If you guys remember, this book also, you know, it practically didn't have any flaws on it. So it was a very clean book. It just had the little indenting in the back, like when, you know, when you lay the books flat. So let's take a look. You know, very good job. Very nice corners. Oh, almost. Don't worry, man. They got you, bro. Looks very good. My lighting is a little different now in this recording, but you see here, you see that with all this had that indent of books when you lay them. All that is completely gone. Good job. I won't be surprised if this book comes back a 9.6. It has that little piece right there that you can still see, you know. But other than that, it's flawless. This book should come back at least a 9.6. Next we got X-Men 100. This book, I think this one, besides my Marvel 2-in-1, this one looked the worst. Let's see. Ah, this one came out really nice. Manny, I think this one, Manny was hoping at least for A5 on this book, but the way I see it, this is in the high 9s, man. Look at that. Those corners that you thought were a little rounded, they came out, they, you know, got really flattened out. All right, there, it's a little rough, but you know, that's how it is. Pressing got it flat. It's still in the 9 range, and for this book, in any, you know, in 9.2, 9.4, 9.6 range is still worth having. And this one had the indent also on the side. That whole indent is gone. The whole indent is gone. So this one came out great. All right, let's look at the next book. Next, we got New Gods #1, first appearance of Orion. This book, you know, it didn't have too much flaws on it either. Just the corners were a little rounded, but the pressing really helped this book out. It flattened out those corners. So if you can see now, you see how those corners look almost, you know, perfectly triangled. Look, you know, so that really helped out a lot. And this spine, I mean, the spine looks perfect, man. Manny, don't be surprised if this book comes back at 9.6. This book come back at 9.6, you're gonna flip your lid. Look, that, oh man, this book came out beautiful. This one had the indenting there, you know, along the spine when you lay books flat. That's completely gone. Completely gone. Looks fantastic, man. He did a great job. Look at that, man. If I didn't know any better, this book is a 9.8 candidate, man. Beautiful book. This is gonna come back a minimum of a 9.6 at least. I won't be surprised if you get a 9.8 out of this one. And I'm trying to move a little quickly because I don't want to handle the books too much. Like, you know, after the books are pressed, you don't want to handle them too much because you don't want to create any defects again after you clean them out. All right, and last but not least, we got back my Marvel 2-in-1 annual, number 7, The Thing. First appearance of Champion, the Power Stone. Now, this book, remember, this book had the most damage out of all of them. It had all those folds and creases, but none of them were color breaking. But I think this one, you can see his work the most because all of that is gone. Completely gone. Beautiful condition. Even the corners, they got straight again. They were a little rounded. Look, all those the creases that I had, all gone, completely gone. All right, there you can still see the fold a little bit, but it ironed out. You can't get rid of it fully 100% because it was really in there, but you can't feel it to the touch anymore. Look at that up there. There was a fold up there. The back had a huge fold. Look at that. Perfect. Almost perfect. All that fold, all that is gone. You remember the fold they had up here in the middle? That's completely gone. Book looks beautiful. Beautiful high-grade book. Beautiful book. Should come back at least a 9.6. But you know what? I'll be happy with any grade in the 9s of this. I'll be happy with. You know, I was only into this book $8, and with the amount of damage it had and how great it looks now, just, you know, I'll be happy any grade. So that's it, guys. That's my before and after from K&K Pressing. And like I said, if you guys especially if you're in the New York area, if you guys need somebody local to do your pressing, he's available. You can contact him directly. This in the description below. His email address and his business phone number will be in the description below. But you can also contact me. And you know, if you guys feel comfortable sending me your book so I can give it to him, you know, we can work something out. But that may sometimes take a little time because if I'm at work and I can't get him the books, you know, in the day that you wanted to, might not happen. But I will always be willing to do that, you know, especially if you're in New York. You could, like I said, you could contact me or contact him direct. He's a cool dude. He does a great job. This is already like my 3rd order with him pressing. You know, he's actually pressed more books for Manny than me. He's a good guy. That's his card right here. Again, it's K&K Pressing. That's his phone number. That's his email address. And you know, if you need a local presser, here we go. You know, but he also takes from anywhere in the U.S. So any of our friends, you know, that are in the West Coast or up north or south, you need anything, you could just contact me or him, and we'll get your books pressed out. And that's it, guys. Until next video, peace. Just carry on, don't rejoice every time you hear the sound of my voice.